Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing purple trunks with red trim, with the first round knockout victory in the quarterfinals. Please welcome the Dutch lumberjack, Peter Ayers. And his opponent across the ring, ready to go on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim. He made his way to the semifinals with a majority decision victory earlier tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Remy Bonjeski.
Kom op, dame. Ja, als jij het doet. Waarom wacht je soms zo lang? Ga nou op alsjeblieft met me. Hij komt echt niet van de wereld. Kan er niks aan. Kan er niks aan. Alles met een beetje tegen je laten gewoon de vlucht over. Hij slaat niet aan, maar hij kan er wel.
Gebeurt er niks.
Second out! Grand Prix!
Kom op, Eileen! Guys, op de blok, beetje! Ja, nu! Trappen! Hoog op! Hey! Ready, baby! Guys, netjes! Hey! Hey!
Kop! Lady, 3 minuten!
Ja, best wel. Rust ademhalen. Het is zelf in de hand. Makkelijk. Zet het zo met je kop in je rechterbeen. Je rechterbeen eigenlijk niet gedraaid, jongen.
ジャッジリザルタ30対29、青ピーターズ、ジャッジ岡林30対27、青アーツ、ジャッジ岡林30対28、青アーツ。以上3対0をもちまして青コーナーピーターズ選手の判定勝ちです。
Based on the judges' unanimous decision, the winner is Peter Ayres.
この結果をもちましてピーターズ選手決勝進出となりました。
From this result, Peter Ayres will advance to the final match. Please exit the ring.
カードは昨年と同一カードになりました。リベンジなるか、それとも連覇か、どうぞ皆様ご期待ください。
We are back with you from the Yokohama Arena. It is super fight time. Musashi of Japan versus David Grade of France. This is a must-win fight for Musashi. Another great fighter to have never won a K-1 World Grand Prix. 2 times a runner-up in 03-04. Both times when Remy Bonjaski became the Grand Prix champion. Musashi's had a fall from grace. Over the last 12 or 18 months, he is no longer Japan's #1 fighter. He's not even Japan's #2 fighter. He has now gone down to #3 in the Japanese pecking order behind Soya Shiki and Fujimoto. The man he takes on is an unknown. All we know about him is that he looks a lot like Thierry Henry, the French soccer star. David Grade comes here tonight to try and knock out Musashi. Can he do it? We'll see in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue the excitement with Field's K-1 World Grand Prix 2007 Final Super Fight. Entering the ring from the blue stage, David Grade.
Okay, now this music I like. If you're a Scarface fan like I am, this is the music from Scarface. It's the music for David Grade. And there's not a lot to say about Grade for the sheer fact that we don't know a lot about him. As we found out at yesterday's press conference, and Frankie Lyles told us, the way Musashi found out he was fighting David Grade was he was sent an email photo of Grade on his cell phone and was basically told, you're fighting this guy. Musashi has never seen a highlight of Grade. He's never seen a fight of Grade. He does not know if Grade is a southpaw or an orthodox, a kicker, a puncher or a knee fighter. We virtually know nothing about David Grade. Ray, how do you prepare for an opponent you know nothing about?
Well, right now, I mean, since Musashi doesn't know anything about his opponent, what he needs to do in the first round is, like Musashi normally does, is, be light on his feet and just to suss the guy out, see what he's got to bring, see what his strong points are, whether he, likes to use his hands or his legs. I mean, that's the only thing you can do when you're facing somebody that you know nothing about.
David Grade from the Falcon Gym in Paris. 6'2", 212 pounds. His fight record is 26 fights for 16 and 10. So it's not a bad record, although we don't know under what rules David Grade has competed in the past. As we said, it could be a boogeyman match here for Musashi. Grade is a complete unknown. What a stage to make your K-1 debut on for David Grade. And so you've got to figure that if they're debuting Grade against Musashi here at the Grand Prix, he can't be that bad.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. If you say 16 and 10, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he looks very strong, and if he does what he looks like, it can be an interesting fight. Otherwise, it will be a walkover.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome from the red stage, Musashi!
not be the #1 Japanese fighter anymore, but he certainly still is Japan's favourite fighting son. With former WBA super middleweight champion Frankie Lyles in the corner, Musashi makes his way to centre ring. As we said earlier, a make or break fight for Musashi here tonight. And it's been a hellish year for Musashi. He lost to Fujimoto in his bid for the K-1 World Heavyweight title fight. And then he had that groin strike fest against Yong-Soo Park in Hong Kong. And Musashi wants a knockout, and knockout in style. David Dan Crane here tonight. We were talking to Frankie Lyles at the hotel yesterday, and even Frankie says Musashi has to win this one and win it well.
Yeah, he does. He does have to win it well. And, you know, as you was mentioning about how much of a bad knee he has, I know all about that. So right now he's got to face the guy, and he's got to be in the ring. So he's got to be able to put that aside and, you know, do what he does best, and that's to throw down and fight and win. I mean, on the flip side of this guy, I mean, what a dream come true for this guy. You know, no one's heard of, and tonight he's fighting in the Grand Prix.
And he makes his debut on the biggest stage of all. The Thai armband around the right arm of Dan Crane tells us he's probably a Muay Thai stylist. So too does the Thai riding on his yellow trunks. 20,000 on hand here in the sold-out Yokohama Arena in Japan as the King of Bling, Musashi, makes his way onto the apron. He goes through the ropes, and we are set for our super fight. Japan versus France. Musashi versus David Dan Crane. Sato versus Muay Thai.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, 188 centimeters, 92.7 kilograms. He's a Thai boxing 2004 French champion, David Dan Crane. And his opponent in the red corner, 185 centimeters, 102.2 kilograms. He's a K-1 World Grand Prix 2003 and 2004 finalist. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
We are ready for super fight action. 3x3 minute rounds between Musashi of Japan and David Dan Crane of France. 2 knockdowns in 1 round in place under super fight rules. 3x3, 1 extra round in case of a draw. Musashi needs the victory here tonight over David Dan Crane. Dan Crane has the height. He's also got the longer arms. He's got the reach over Musashi. Musashi, who has really leaned up in recent times, especially as he had that crack at the K-1 World Heavyweight title that Badahari went on to win after Fujimoto knocked Musashi out of the bidding process with a lethal high right round kick. That was here in Yokohama. It hasn't proven a happy hunting ground for Musashi. Can he change the trend over the next 9 minutes? Dan Crane looking very relaxed on the biggest stage of all. Musashi, who's got more hair product than Bon Jovi. And he is ready to go. Here we go, first round of 3. The voice, Michael Chavello, ringside with Akebono, Ernesto Hust, and Sugar Ray Sefo. High right round kick from David Dan Crane. Musashi fighting southpaw. Last couple of fights, we've seen a return to the old Musashi style, the more citadel defensive style. Hasn't relied on his hands as much. He's got a beautiful rear leg round kick to the rib cage, has Musashi. We'll see if he unloads it here on David Dan Crane.
As we were saying earlier about, you know, taking your time and sussing out, see what, you know, his opponent's got to bring. Musashi's doing exactly that because he hasn't thrown a thing yet.
As we said, the only thing that Musashi has seen of Dan Crane was a photo on his cell phone as of 2 days ago. There are no highlights of Dan Craig from Musashi and Frankie Lyles to have researched. Nice evasion there from Musashi. Tries for the inside lead thigh of the Muay Thai stylist. Good double forearm guard from Musashi.
You can see that obviously this guy likes to kick.
He loves the legs. And already more kick than a chorus line for David Dan Craig here in the first round.
Musashi should put more pressure. And he's waiting too much at this moment.
Spinning back heel kick there from Dan Craig. Certainly doesn't seem nervous on his K-1 debut as Dan Craig.
Well, no, I wouldn't be either. I mean, you know, he's got nothing to lose. He's fighting on the biggest martial arts circuit in the world. And, you know, he can only gain either a comeback, you know, and compete again in the K-1 circuit or a contract. So, you know, he's got everything to gain, nothing to lose.
So both men just testing the waters here at the moment, seeing what each other has to offer. There's already some red swelling on the left rib cage of Musashi, courtesy of those round kicks from Dan Craig. Goes to the outside lead thigh as Dan Craig. That being the right thigh of the southpaw Musashi. 40 seconds remaining here in the first round, set for 3-by-3. Nice high right round kick from Dan Craig and a good high guard from the Frenchman.
I think Musashi's problem is that he doesn't combine the punches with the kicks.
He's got to stop throwing the single shots, Ernesto.
Either he makes a punch or a kick. Now he should proceed, but he stops. It takes his time too much.
Also looking a little flat-footed here is Musashi, not really moving around the balls of his feet.
No.
I think mainly because now he knows what he's got. You know, he's dealing with a guy who's just kicking, and so he's just taking his time.
Oh, rib kick from Musashi. That's the one I told you to watch out for. The real leg of Musashi. And Dan Craig is hurt here. He's not going to make the count.
That's over.
It's good night, Irene! Musashi by a first round kick knockout over David Dan Craig. And as I dare say, he's busted the ribs here of Dan Craig.
I think so. It looks like an old Musashi.
And that kick came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I said it earlier on, that's the prime weapon of Musashi, that rear leg round kick to the rib cage.
Well, you know, we were talking about he's not working too much. He's taking his time. You need to, you know, proceed forward and keep put the pressure on. But, you know, as we've seen many a times, that it only takes one shot. And, you know, Musashi proved that by landing that full body kick.
Look at the flesh just moved. You get a sadistic grin on your face, Akabono, because as a fan, I know you love that kick knockout.
As a big guy, that hurt me too.
I hope you didn't have a big breakfast this morning, David Dan Craig. Musashi just kicked the scrambled eggs out of his stomach. 2 minutes and 59 seconds, right on the buzzer.
Well, those scrambled eggs can probably, you know, blend into his shorts.
He kicked the croissants out of him. So great victory there for Musashi. He is in the winner's circle with another riveting KO.
What a juicy story.
Hey, I thought I was the king of the cliches. Mr. Cepho, Mr. Hooster taking over here.
Hey, we're learning from the master.
I'm going to get Akabono to clothesline you both if you're not careful, all right? So well done to Musashi. Looks of jubilation on the face of Frankie Lyles in his corner. Boxing Hall of Famer. The ridiculously large trophy for this super fight. And Musashi once again in the winner's circle. Folks, still to come here tonight. Our main event, the big one, the whole world will be watching. Simi Schultz versus Peter Ertz in our final matchup is only moments away. And you can bet that when the two-time and defending K1 champion meets the three-time champion looking to make it 4, this house is going to explode.
How exciting is that with the 4-time champion watching?
Can't be more exciting. 4-time champion is beautiful.
I'm going to ask you though, Ernesto, although you've been retired for some time now, you still get the itchy knuckles sitting here ringside watching the Grand Prix. I mean,
You know,
this is the house that you and Peter Ertz built.
yeah, that's very right. And I mean, I just know it has been my time. I had my time in it for 22 years. I must say, I look at it with pleasure, but I don't miss being there myself. I mean, I think it has been enough. I mean, after I quit, I was like, this is enough, and it should be like this.
Well, no one achieved more in the sport than the greatest. Sitting with us here ringside, it's a pleasure as always to have Ernesto Hoos lending his comments as Musashi's team make their way back to the dressing room. But a hurry there ringside with Simon Runtz, the K-1 Amsterdam promoter. And a very happy Musashi who made easy work of David Tancredi, a scintillating rib kick on 2 minutes and 59 of a 3-minute round. You don't cut it more fine than Musashi did with that knockout. Wherever you're watching it, folks, around the world, we are being broadcast to more than 110 countries around the planet, including live in Australia on Main Event, the Fight Network in Canada and beyond. We hope you're enjoying it just as much as we are here ringside from the sold-out Yokohama Arena, the biggest fight event on the planet, the Field's K-1 World Grand Prix. Just feel the tension here start to rise. The mercury is starting to escalate as our final is only seconds away. The Dutch lumberjack Peter Ertz and the human hightower Semi Schilt. That's how they got there. Schilt defeated Feitosa and then Labana to make it through. The hightower has looked so impressive, incorporating new weapons into his arsenal, as we saw against Glaube Feitosa in the first quarterfinal. The match against Labana was one for the ages. Labana was beating Semi Schilt all the way until Schilt tagged him in the second round with some good headshots and then crept away at the right knee. Labana went down, the corner threw in the towel, and the human refrigerator, the battling cyborg, could take no more. Semi Schilt making it through to his third consecutive K-1 final. In quarterfinal number 4, Peter Ertz absolutely steamrolled through a hapless Soyashiki. Inside of 2 minutes, it was the Peter Ertz of old. Soyashiki took more blows than a box of Kleenex. And Ertz came in fresh against Remy Blachowski. This was a very torrid fight. Peter Ertz dominated the first 2 rounds. Remy seemed to come on strong at the end of the second. He powered up in the 3rd round, but Ertz had his measure and took the victory. And now we are set. Ertz and Schilt in the final. Backstage, Peter Ertz and Semi Schilt are ready. Either way, history is going to be made. Either Schilt will become the first ever 3-time consecutive champ, or Ertz will equalise Ernesto's record. Our live band here.
We're still alive. Yeah.
It was a loud firework pop. And my headphones are up to full volume.
Everybody thought a bomb just went off.
Unbelievable. It's all part of the pomp and pageantry. That is the K-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for. The Field's K-1 World Grand Prix 2007 Finals. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and K-1 fans joining us around the world, live from Yokohama, it's time for the main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen, entering the ring from the blue stage, we have the three-time champion from Holland. Please welcome Peter.
About to get crazy!
I mean, I can feel the chills running through my body right now. And I can just feel that Peter is so focused and so concentrated, you know, on what he's got to do in there against someone like Sammy. I mean, you know, my hands, my fingers, my toes are crossed for him because I would love for him to pull it off and be the winner tonight.
You are not the only one. Everybody I think in the fighting world besides Sammy Schultz's corner and Sammy Schultz's mum would want to see Peter Ernst win this one. Would want to see him join Ernesto Hoost as a four-time champion. He looks mentally prepared for it, doesn't it? He had a bit of a battle against Rennie Franceschi, but he looks okay. What a moment it is in the history of this great fighter, a true legend. The atmosphere here is just incredible. You can cut it with a chainsaw. Over the ropes goes the lumberjack. This place is alive. It's a happening.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is his opponent. Joining us from the red stage, we have the two-time champion from Holland. Please welcome Sammy Schultz.
First ever three-time consecutive Grand Prix champion. 6'11", 130 kilos on Sammy Schultz. And he will face Peter Ernst for the third time. The first time they met, Ernst won it in Auckland. The second time they met at last year's Grand Prix final, Schultz won it. to decide who is the King of Kings.
All right, fans, here we go. This is it, our final scheduled 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 192 centimeters, he weighed in at 112.1 kilograms. He made his way to the finals with a first round knockout victory and a unanimous decision win. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 3-time K-1 World Grand Prix champion from Holland, introducing the Dutch lumberjack, Peter. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, standing 212 centimeters, he weighed in at 133.2 kilograms. He made his way to the finals with a unanimous decision win and a second round knockout victory. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2-time and defending Fields K-1 World Grand Prix champion from Holland, introducing Sammy Shields.
Third man in centering, the legend, Nobuaki Kakuda. 20,000 sold out here at the Yokohama Arena. What the world has been waiting for, the final of the Fields K-1 World Grand Prix 2007. The 15th Grand Prix that Peter Ertz has competed in. Michael Chavello, Ernesto Hus, Ray Seffel and Akebono with you ringside. Schilt, the 2-time and defending champion with a 44% knockout ratio. Peter Ertz, the legendary 3-time champion with a 71% knockout ratio. Kakuda gives the final instructions and we will be set for this grudge match to settle the score and more importantly decide who will be the K-1 King of Kings. It's an all-Dutch battle. It's a legend versus the strongest champion ever. And now it's a happening and the time for talk is over. Here we go. Front kick from Semi and a jab. Wild hooking punch from Ertz. It's said all year that Peter Ertz is probably the only man with the weapons, the size, the aggression, the power to stop the Schilt. We will see over the next 9 minutes.
Peter just landed a nice left hook. What I like for him to do a little bit more is actually go to the body first and come back upstairs.
Looks to me like Peter Ertz is trying to do a Ray Seffo here in the first round. Get on the inside and land the left hand. Outside fly kick from Semi, just asleep, and Ertz smiles. Semi looking very eager here in centering. Ernesto, how are you seeing it so far?
Yes, I see the same. I think Peter said he put in a very good pressure. I saw Semi limping on his left leg, and I think Peter's going to aim for that.
High knee from Semi, and just like Ernesto says, Peter goes for the outside left thigh. Schilt brings it back to center ring.
Peter can't just walk in there like that. He's got to work up his jab to close the gap and then fire the big shots upstairs. If he just walks in, he's going to eat that jab all night. I made that mistake in the second round in our encounter, and so you know he can't afford to do that. Also,
he's still eating it in your dreams.
Oh no, you know the one thing I can tell you right now. I mean, Sammy, I take nothing away from Sammy, but I can't wait to fight Sammy again, and that's the honest truth.
They're not dreams, Ernesto, they're nightmares.
Exactly.
Jab from Semi. Jab again. He's caught him with the jab. Oh, it's the leg.
Ankle.
It's the ankle of
His ankle's
oh,
over.
no, this is tragic. It's over. It's over. It's over. Oh no, tragedy.
He twisted his ankle.
Tragedy. The jab from Semi Schilt, either the knee or the ankle, has been twisted on Peter Ertz. And Semi Schilt becomes the first ever 3-time consecutive champion. It's the knee.
Yeah, it's actually his knee.
1 minute and 41 seconds.
Twisted it.
Wow. What devastation for Peter Ertz. Sammy Schultz is elated. He has made history.
From this result,
Peter Ertz is still on the canvas. Ernesto, what did you think of that? What happened there?
Yeah, I couldn't see exactly what happened. He might have had problems already or something. Otherwise, I cannot declare what happened.
Well, Ertz is still down here in centre ring. It's his right leg. It looks to be the right knee. Ringside physician is looking over it, but Ertz is in a very bad state. Maybe he's torn a ligament, maybe the knee has popped out. And looked to be a jab, and then Ertz may be twisted and found the canvas. We'll find a replay very shortly, as they're still looking over Peter Ertz. Here we go. Take us through it, Ray.
Well, right now, we were talking about that jab, but
he puts the foot down and it buckles.
Exactly. And I think from also that canvas, part of the canvas, I think it slipped. His ankle slipped off there, and his knee, when he went to put weight on his knee,
I think something like
twisted.
that. Yeah. I think it was the canvas, because with all the commercial things on the canvas,
right,
it makes it very slippery.
He found it right away.
So my wife is not pregnant, that's why she's not here. I'm very happy for that.
Sammy Schultz addressing the crowd as you see the replay. Well, that is unfortunate for Peter Ertz. Twisted his leg and the right knee. He's back on his feet now, though, Ertz.
Oké, eerst danken dat ze deze uitzending gaan uitzenden. Hartstikke bedankt. Hey mam, groetjes thuis. Hoi.
He says hi to his mom.
Sammy saying hello
to his mama.
To his mother. Russ Boone, Dave Yonkers, the team from Golden Glory are elated. Peter Ertz is being helped out of the ring meanwhile.
That was very unfortunate because, before that happened, it looked like he was actually sticking to his game plan. He was landing the jab, landing the body shots, and just, even landing the left hooks.
How do you see that the fight would have progressed, Ray, if that had not occurred?
Honestly, if Peter continued that for the 3 rounds, without a doubt in my mind, he would have wanted it.
Akabono, a disappointing result there for Peter Ertz. It was certainly looking good early on. It was looking to be just a blockbuster main event.
Well, from a technical point of view, like Ray was saying, he had to jab and come in instead of just walking straight in and cut the jab. He was measuring them with the jab.
Like you say, Akabono, from a technical point of view?
Yes, from a technical point of view.
Thank you.
We've got a world first. Ernesto, devastating for Peter Ertz, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, it is. And yeah, okay, but Sammy's the strongest again. And it's still, the story is still, I guess, who will stop the Shield next year.
I'm going to be the one to say what we might be thinking. Maybe a bit of a shallow victory for Sammy Schultz, given the way it ended.
Well, I mean, that's a tournament. That can happen in a tournament, you know that. And he might have problems with his leg. The thing is that Jan Plus, his trainer, came to me to ask me the grip spray for under his feet. Because it was so slippery on the canvas, and too bad. It was so stupid. One of my guys he forgot it in the hotel, and that might have been something that could help him.
Well, history is again unraveled here in Centre Ring as Mr. Sadaharu Tanakawa, the CEO of FEG K-1, presents Sammy Schultz with the winner's plaque, and it's made all official. The 2005, 2006, and now 2007 Fields K-1 World Grand Prix champion, the sport's first ever 3-time champion, is Sammy Schultz Holland.
The winner's cup is given.
Amazing scenes here at the Yokohama Arena. A horde of photographers have climbed up onto the apron to get their shots for tomorrow's newspapers.
K-1
The belt around the waist, the super heavyweight title belt around the waist of Sammy Schultz. He won that title bout when he knocked out Ray Seppo here in Yokohama. And here's the K-1 Grand Prix crown.
Brother, I'm sitting right here. Come on, you've having me all night. Nevertheless, we are here. It is a fact.
It is.
The decoration of K-1 is given.
The gold around the neck. Well, that's one Mr. T would be proud of. Have a look at that. Semi Schultz is officially crowned the 2007 Fields K-1 World Grand Prix champion, and he takes the US $400,000 winner's check, the richest prize of its kind in the world. And as you said, Ernesto, 2008 once again is going to be the year who can stop the Schultz.
I mean, I think that will be the topic of next year.
You have to,
Ray, you know what to do.
You have to admit, though, Ernesto, that a few guys did come close tonight. Jerome was looking exceptional before his leg injury.
Yes, that's
Glaube almost dropped Semi-Schultz with a Brazilian kick. And Peter was looking great before his injury.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, of course, everybody knows Sam's strength. And I think also everybody goes in the ring with a huge determination to beat him. And that's what you could see tonight.
And also, Ray, you've got to give credit, though, to Semi Schultz. As we said earlier on, he showed a lot of new techniques, a lot of new weapons in his repertoire that really impressed us, especially against Glaube Feitosa earlier on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we go back to what we said. The thing is, what I realized when he came out to face Jerome Banner, he was a totally different fighter. He was the Semi Schultz of old, you know, that sits back and kind of wait. Where I think confidently he knew he could actually walk over Glaube, so therefore he pressured action. Again, we go back when he fought Mighty Mo. I mean, Semi Schultz doesn't throw X kicks, spinning kicks, you know, back kicks and whatever. And today he did that with Glaube Feitosa, and that's the only fighter he did it with. So the question is, does he only do that when he's confident to who he's fighting?
Who will stop the Schultz? That is the question we are all asking. I'm sure you're all asking around the world. And Semi Schultz becomes an historic third time, 3 consecutive titles for Semi Schultz. Folks, we hope you enjoyed it as much as we have here from the Yokohama Arena. Ernesto, you and I have had some great moments this year commentating all over the world.
Yes,
We're here in
next year
March, we're in Honolulu, we're in Amsterdam. We'll be back for 2008. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Akebono, as always, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here with us ringside.
Thank you. Anytime you need my technical advice, let me know.
Definitely.
Give us some technique. I can learn something from you, Akebono.
And my brother from another mother, Ray Sefo. Great as always, brother, to have you here.
Well, it's a learning experience, and it's always phenomenal, and it's a pleasure to be here and be part of it all. And then, you know, and again, having to sit next to a legend like Ernesto Hoosh, Yokozuna, another legend in sumo, the legend of the mic, the voice.
Thank you, sir.
So, you know, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
There you have
Legend
it,
of the
folks.
sugar food.
Thank you, sir.
We've certainly had an enjoyable night. Our champions in centering our fighters. We've had an absolute ball calling the action for you. For the likes of Hongman Choi, Glaube Feitosa, Jerome Lebana, Soa Yoshiki, Bonjaski, Badahari, it's back to the drawing board. It's back to the heavy-duty training. And another assault on the title in 2008. For Semi Schultz, well, he continues to go from strength to strength. Just when we thought we'd seen the best of Semi Schultz last year, he steps it up another notch. He raises the mark even higher for every K-1 competitor around the globe to try and aim towards. And you can bet the competition is going to come thick and fast in 2008 for Semi Schultz. But he ruled tonight. It belongs to him. The kudos go to the High Tower from Holland, and rightfully so. Badahari has thrilled us all year. So is Soa Yoshiki. Hongman Choi, well, it's always great to see him in centre ring. Jerome Lebana looks so sharp here tonight, but again, always the bridesmaid of K-1. Paul Slawinski did the Aussies proud. A great victory over Mighty Mo. And they're all of our combatants in the ring. As this crowd just gives their applause for the finest martial artists, kickboxers, boxers, Muay Thai fighters, and K-1 combatants on the planet who have made up the Fields K-1 World Grand Prix for the 15th time. Folks, from myself, the voice, Michael Chiavello, my verbal sparring partners, Sugar Ray Sefo, the 64th Yokozuna Akebono, and the all-time greatest Ernesto Hoosh. Thank you for joining us ringside from the Yokohama Arena in Japan. We hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we have. We'll see you at Dynamite on New Year's Eve for what should be a until 2008. It's good night from us.